What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Husband Podcast. I'm your host, Terry Duran. I got both of my co-hosts on the line with me today. I got my man, Jay Bob on the bed. What's up with you, bro?
Nothing much, man. Looking forward to chopping up another great episode with the fellas tonight here. But want to quickly remind us, you can catch us on TikTok as well as subscribe to us on YouTube at Hold Husband Podcast. And for business interested in promos or shout outs, you can shoot us a DM on IG at Hold Husband Podcast, as well as emails at holdhusbandpodcast@gmail.com. All right, T.
I also got my man SD in the building. What's up with you?
Nothing, man. Chilling. Just ready to get this show on the road. Get some interesting conversations out the way today. But first, let me give a shout out to Brother Soul Production for always keeping the background audio fresh. And I want to remind you all to donate to the Hold a Husband podcast on Cash App and PayPal. All right, T.
I'd like to remind everybody that y'all can catch the audio playback of the podcast every Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time on the core94.com. Tonight's episode is titled Spill the Tea. And we're going to be having a conversation regarding the viral app, or I don't know what kind of exposing app or whatever you want to describe it as. But we're going to be having a conversation centered around the app. And we're just going to be discussing some of the pros and cons that come with these type of communities and groups where women get to share their thoughts about men. But y'all know how we do around here, man. We like to discuss stuff that we've seen trending on our timelines. So we got a couple interesting videos this week. This first video is a video where a guy's having a conversation with his girl about what's harder to find, a good man or a good woman. Let's take a look.
A very interesting question. Is it easier for a man to find a good woman or a woman to find a good man? Which one is easier?
A man to find a good woman. There's barely any good men left, I swear.
I'm going to say the same thing, but for different reasons. I think it's a lot easier for a man to find a good woman because men have a very little list, a very small list of a good woman that they want. Like usually, if you ask a man, like they just want a woman that's attractive and that can cook. If you ask a woman, woo!
We know our worth.
It's going to be a whole list. It's going to be a whole list.
We know
a
our
whole
worth.
list. While the woman has a lot of stuff to deal with and a lot of stuff going on, a lot of issues, she going to have a whole list that basically makes up a perfect man. And she is an imperfect woman with a lot of issues. You know, for men, they only want like 2 or 3 things. It's a very short list.
And they also want to thought around a lot of the time.
Okay, you're talking about things that don't make any sense, but I'm talking about facts. Men are not gonna come out with a long list like women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but their list is gonna come with, okay, I also want to thought around.
All right, so this video highlights another harsh reality men have to deal with. Even when you're trying to make a coherent point or having a logical conversation, a lot of times you'll deal with nonsense like she threw in there. The fact that men desire multiple women have nothing to do with the criteria that men look for in a woman. And like he was explaining, most guys are a lot simpler and, have a short or I'd say more realistic about what they expect out of a woman that they're seriously going to date. I don't know why it's so hard for women to have a realistic expectation of men, but I think he hit it on the head. Their list of expectations basically eliminates almost all men in the dating pool.
Yeah, man, this is funny because I just put up a post yesterday about it where, I listed 7 different types of men with different types of qualities, different bodies, different dick sizes, different pockets, everything. and I'd say, and you all saw the comments, I'd say about 85% of women chose this one particular guy, right? And what that goes to show is that, in my opinion, it's a lot harder for the men to find a good woman because it's good men all over the place. The women just ignore them. The men want relationships. Again, the man mentioned, hey, the guy gonna have 2 or 3 or 4 things in there, and then he'll be good. Kevin Samuels even said men will go down in looks to go up in cooperation, to go up in femininity, to go up in submissiveness and all those things.
Yeah.
Men will.
Absolutely.
But however, in most cases, you will not find a woman that's willing to go down in finances for a guy that's a really good guy, and he's short. They won't go down in height because he's short. They won't go down in his dick size unless he got this huge amount of money, and even then, it's compromised.
It's gonna be a problem. They gonna be cheating.
Yeah, like most of these here women, and the thing is regardless of how they look, regardless of how they shape, and regardless of their circumstances, they believe that they deserve the top guy. And it's because I believe of social media. Terry, you just said, I don't know why these women feel like they feel when it comes to the type of guys they should get. I believe it's because of social media. Because before that, a 4 would sit in the corner and not say nothing to nobody. And she'd be happy if somebody came up to her, right? Now they like, no, you ain't got this, you ain't got that. Like, it's different.
But you know what? But the 4, here's the thing with the 4, right? With social media, the 4 can use all types of filters and alter those pictures and post them, and she'll look, I guess, a 5 or even a 6.
Hype herself up.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But you know what? I think it's like I agree with you saying that, Steve, to a point where it's harder for these good men to find themselves a good woman. Yeah, and it sucks. I think here's the difference between men and women, right? Men have a range of what they want in a woman and the type of woman they would deal with. Women have a type, and they're kind of just locked in, and they kind of box themselves into that type of man that they want, just like they did on your post, right? They want this. All these women want about 80% of them want this one particular guy, and they're out there hot, and they feel like anything less than that, they're settling.
Yeah, and I also think there's this delusion where all women view themselves as good women. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they are that like the point as he was making, they all feel like they deserve the top tier man and top qualities and tops and looks and all these type of things, which are just not realistic. But another aspect of it is we talk about it all the time. Men have to deal with reality when it comes to their shortcomings in the real world. You know what I mean? The dude with the gap that's ugly, that's facially challenged, he knows it and he's constantly reminded of it. You know what I mean? Like, he don't have very many options to improve, his appearance. But those guys learn to use other methods, get his money up, get his physique up, to do other things to try to at least give himself a shot. Women have unlimited amount of options that make them more beautiful, physically attractive and desirable sexually, but there's no shortcut to making yourself more desirable long-term to a man.
No, man, it's a lot of good men out here. Think about when you was in college, Terry. Jay, I don't know if you went to college. I can't remember.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, you in college, right? Who did the majority of the women go after? Probably the athletes and the fraternity guys, right? Athletes and fraternity guys are who most of the women were attracted to. Whereas the other 70%, 80% of men who weren't those guys, maybe you'll get a good 10 to 20% of those guys that the women probably would like, maybe 10%. But the other guys that were lame, that were on the chess team, that were on the debate team, that was all the golf club, like these here guys were ignored completely. And this is what we mean when we say a good man. Like, what's good, right? Somebody that's gonna treat you good, good character, good father, those types of things. It's plenty
husband
of
potential.
But like Terry said the first time, a lot of women eliminate them off bat when they talk about finances. If you talk about 100,000, you eliminate 85% of men. If you talk about he got to be over 6 foot, you eliminate 85% of men. We ain't even talked about, is he obese? Do he got kids? When his birthday is? We ain't talked about none of these personality, characteristics, good father. We ain't talked about none of it, and race included, right? That's why they figure that it's so hard to find a good man, because a good man ain't what they looking for. They looking for the perfect man, and they can't find the perfect man. That's why they out here complaining.
And here's what a lot of them, like I always say, you can't have it all here. There's we all gonna have flaws. Men aren't gonna be sufficient in everything. They're not gonna have all those things. And like you said, over 6 foot, that's something we really don't have any control over, right? That's more genetics. And if you're over 6 foot, 6'1", you basically just won the genetic lottery. That's all that is there.
Yeah, from a male perspective, a lot of luck does go into your success rate with women. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the things that men have to use is their natural appearance. Yeah, you can groom, you can shave, grow a beard, you can do things to, outline what you already have. But men ain't generally putting on a face full of makeup and wearing waist trainers and putting on fake muscles and doing all that type of stuff to go out. The regular dude can't even afford all that kind of stuff. So most guys are perfectly fine dating within a range. You know what I mean? Like, and if you struggling with women, then yeah, it's common sense that you gonna get a chick that's your speed. You know what I mean? And guys have always been comfortable with that. Women aren't.
That's right. That's why it's so tough, because the average woman don't like the average man no more.
And that's funny, because on your post yesterday, I think the number 7 dude, as soon as I read through all of the ones, I started laughing because I was like, damn, what I'm saying? Like it instantly, like, damn, it feel good to meet these criteria. But then when I started going through the comments, I'm like, damn, it would be so crazy to be on the dating market. Like, how if you are what all the women want, how do you even operate in a way where you can make a you know what I'm saying, like a choice on just one? Like,
this is what I'm saying. That's the hard part. But
it is.
this here's what I'm saying. What I'm gonna try to get them to understand is, all right, now go through all the comments and look at your competition. That's just here on social media.
Mm-hmm.
That's just here on social media. This is your competition right here. All y'all want this one guy. Now, who's gonna get him? You fat, you ugly, you got 3 kids. Like, probably not gonna choose you. So they really gonna be upset when I flip it and I do it for the men to the women, because now, instead of the focus on what they primarily want, which is height,
they gonna hate on the men,
size, money, right? That's what they look for. Now, what do we focus on? Now, I'm gonna talk about your weight, your looks. You know what I'm saying? How old you are?
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a different setup now. This is what I'm saying.
Matter.
So now they gonna see. We gonna get down to it so that we can show the women.
Man, you better back up all your stuff. You about to get flagged, bro.
No, man.
What else is new?
Man, you gonna have those comments going crazy, bro.
Hey man, they already going crazy. They arguing right now about it because they want the same guy, and it ain't registering with them that you all have to be what that guy wants. And if you're not willing to share him, good luck to you.
Yeah, it's gonna be tight on them. It's gonna be tight on them. All right, man, let's keep things rolling, man. Now, this next video was a video that it made perfect sense once you watched it, but I just never saw it explained. It was a video that I came across about victimhood and why it's so problematic. Let's take a look.
They did an experiment where they told a group of women that they're going to put scarring on their faces or visual disfigurements of some kind. And then they would go into an interview. And the purpose of the experiment is to work out whether the interviewer is going to treat them differently because of their facial disfigurement. What they didn't tell the women is, as they were leaving to go for the interview, they touched up their makeup and, without showing them the facial disfigurement, removed the scarring. So they went into the interview thinking they're facially scarred, but they weren't. And they came back reporting massive levels of discrimination, specific comments that the interviewer had made about them that they perceived. You see what you expect to see. This is why teaching people victimhood is so dangerous, because it makes them victims.
Yeah, now, and this, when I saw this, it immediately made me think of pandering. Why is pandering so successful? Why do women, gravitate towards it so much? And it's exactly what you see there. They talk the talk about what a man doesn't do and why a man's a problem if he has a problem with anything. It's not you, it's him. Like, all that does is cause women to have those type of mindsets when they do get in real life conflict with men. And so it prevents them from doing the things that make them agreeable, that make them pleasant to be around, that makes a man have able to actually come with reasonable compromises. Because if a woman can meet a reasonable dude, the guy is, he's husband material, he's got logical thinking, his life is in order, you're not gonna have that many conflicts with him if you know what I'm saying, like they can't be worked out with a simple discussion, because most guys operate in a way where we avoid conflicts, or if there is a conflict or a necessary one, let's address it right now as men and get it over with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so teaching women that they're the victim and they can never be wrong and their perspective is always how that should be the center of every equation, I think is part of the problems we deal with as a society today.
Absolutely, it's part of the problem. It's dangerous. It's dangerous, and that's why you got this here word. That's why we call influencers. You influence the thinking of people. And if we know anything about Black people, we're the most influenced. Even the businesses know it. They came out with things in the 60s that said, hey, sell to the Negro, because the Negro will do like this here, act like they can't have it, and then the Negro will try to get it, and then they'll buy up all the stuff. Like we've seen this from the beginning of time, and it's the same thing that's going on now as far as the influencing goes. And so when you influence people to be victims, like a lot of people do on social media for women, what we know is that women will pay to hear more. They will pay. They will make you rich in order to hear more of the victimhood, because what it does is it takes any and all accountability off of you,
off of them,
and it puts it on somebody else. And what do we know about women also is that they are emotional spenders. That's why in America, in any society, they market to women. They put big girls on Sports Illustrated. They put big girls on billboards so that big women will go to Victoria's Secret. They go to these here other places and buy underwear because they'll feel like they being included. I ain't never seen a fat dude on the billboard. Like, look at them drawers. Never. Because
you know what? I never even thought about that. I never thought about that.
Because we aren't emotional spenders. We're not gonna say he look nice in them drawers, let me go get some Hanes because they got a fat guy on there. Women do that. Women see superheroes that's women, and then they want to go to the movie. And
that makes sense, because I do remember like when Rihanna launched her models, she chose models like Lunel and older women, and
Why do you think that is? Because they are emotional spenders, and because they're so emotional and moved by their feelings, becoming victims and making them out to be victims and men to be the perpetrators has become a $1 million industry on social media. And what it does is also it messes up the mind, because now you have no accountability when you come out to the dating world. Now the pool got piss in it, but you ain't the one pissing in it. Everybody else is the problem. These dudes is this, these dudes is that. You don't want an average guy because they're not on your level, and you don't even know what in the world your level is, physically or emotionally. So it's so damaging for the women out here, and some of the guys too, that's incels and stuff like that, but mainly for these here women out here that want to date, that can't because they think they're perfect.
And a lot of that's, like you said, the pandering business has become basically a cottage industry at this point. $1 million business on social media, right? But they understand the psychology that women are the biggest consumers. They know if they can play on their emotions, they're gonna buy their products, service. They're offering master classes. They're doing shows,
and the dudes play on it too. I mean, I guess you could. I don't think Kevin Samuels played off of it. I think he was actually, in the fashion and image industry or whatnot. But the blueprint, put on some designer clothes, designer glasses, so have a nice setup, talk, like that's a formula that dudes can do. And as long as they bring fine chicks on there to make it, like they can have these kind of conversations and blow up. But I don't know, I guess if you're a real person, you gonna have to conflict with that. You know what I mean? Like, so I think that's one of the things that separate us from a lot of the others, like me being one of the only ones that's actually married over 20 plus years. You know what I mean? Like that, and they can actually tell the real perspective. that's not nearly as celebrated as the guys that tell women what they want to hear. So
Absolutely.
it takes a lot of
But
integrity
you're
to
not.
stand 10 toes down.
It does, but you're not using. See, like with your platform, you're not using it as a grip. A lot of them are. A lot of these folks are basically just using it as a grip for you to buy whatever product services that they're selling. You're not selling a product or service. You're not selling a master class. Hey, this is how you can be married and have a successful match for over 20 years. You're not selling any of that.
Yeah, he can get rich. He go in there and say, you know what? I pay all the bills at my house, and I also cook and I clean. I don't know what's wrong with these dudes. These dudes don't know how to provide for a woman and treat. Man, he would go off. You see Terry on billboards. You see Terry on billboards in Houston somewhere. You know what I mean? Because that's what sells. And it's a difference when you can make when you have a market like Kevin Samuels. He didn't play the victim to these women. He showed them their mirror, right? And that's what men gravitated to. Hey, this is what we've been trying to say.
He's keeping it real.
Yeah, so it's a different thing. So he didn't pander to these women. He just told them the truth on what it was. So it was a big difference there with him. But these here other guys,
the image of it, him, he would be cleaning all the time forward, and the high. But the one thing that I do say, he made it very clear. He was always talking about high earning men. So most women are going to gravitate towards that category of men. So he's focused on that. And I think that the imagery of it, just designer clothes, suits, and all those type of things, that's a lot easier image to sell when you're trying to sell to women. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they see the aesthetic. They see the aesthetic. They know he ain't broke. Well, he didn't, you know what I'm saying, with it, where he was at and different things like that. He claimed to be, that he got the money. So, yeah, I mean, he was well-spoken and an image consultant. That's the part they had problems with, being an image consultant and then telling you, like, sweetheart, you shaped like Barry Sanders. What you mean? What you mean? You only get the guy that make $300,000, not shaped like Emmitt Smith. You ain't. Like that's the reality of it in most cases. Like, no, your guy worked. What he say? Second shift at the plant. He makes $60,000 because you a $60,000 looking chick. Like that's the realness of it, man. That they need to hear, and then maybe they'll make an adjustment. Because when you're a victim, you make no adjustments because you don't think you're doing anything wrong. When you are always made out to be the victim. So that's why it's so dangerous, because no adjustments are being made in that realm because they don't see anything wrong with what they're doing or their behavior. It's all the men.
And that's what annoys me about it, is because women make so many choices and decisions when it comes to their dating life and how it turns out. But when they end up in a position where they don't manifest or reach any of their goals, it's always everybody else's fault. You know what I mean? And so even after you're schooling them, I've been doing this for like 10 years now. I put out a dating compatibility guide, $1.50. You know what I mean? They're like as easy as possible, as much help as possible to give women the tools to actually make logical decisions when it comes to dating. And they'll still continue to date the same type of dude they've been dating since high school. You know what I mean? Like, so it's hard to have a lot of sympathy for it. But as former hoes, as former guys, that know the game, it's easy to identify the stuff that they're doing wrong or the things that cause them to have conflict with quality men.
Yeah, I think the problem there, I don't think, like we spoke about Kevin Samuels, right? Kevin Samuels telling them what's wrong and why they're not getting the results they want out of it. I don't think there's enough people, especially even men, aren't telling these women, a lot of women are just used to hear what they want to hear. Used to even men telling them what they want to hear. They're homegirls. They're not, a lot of times they ain't holding them accountable. They're just telling them what they want to hear. Even if they ain't looking good. Oh, that dress is ugly. Hey, nah, girl, go ahead and put that on.
Yeah, I mean, we know how wrong that can go, right?
Yeah, men gonna tell them what they want to hear to smash. Yeah, exactly. They gonna tell them. We ain't gonna ruffle the feathers and tell you fat and I'm trying to get some neck from you. No, I'm gonna tell you, you all right? Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
I
Come
like
on
it.
here with the titties. Yeah, like that's what
Yeah,
men
it ain't
do.
in your best interest to be brutally honest with somebody that you're trying to get something from. You know what I mean? Like you don't learn that that's the best route to take with women until after you done went through your whole phase. After you get tired of lying and tired of finessing.
Now I'm telling you. I'm letting you know when you like, what is it about me? Well, you got 4 chins, sweetheart. You got 4 chins. I can't deal with it. You got these bad bastards running around here. I'm good on you. Like you got
So when you cut a woman off, you give her a breakdown why every time?
If I've been talking to her, like it depends. Like if I don't really know you, you know what I'm saying? Like I have this one chick. I think I read the text message on here a couple episodes back where she had been disrespectful, like to me a couple times. Like it was probably 3 times where she said something, flip it at the mouth, all off, like, you know what I'm saying something, insinuating certain things. And I'm like, yo, look, I text her. I said, you know what? It's been nice getting to know you, but you've been disrespectful 3 or 4 times, and I've told you about it. I've respectfully let you know, and quite frankly, it's unacceptable, and I don't want to deal with it no more. So it was nice meeting you. You're a gorgeous girl, but I don't want to deal with it no more. We good. Wow, really? I didn't know. No, you good. You good. And sometimes they'll ask, what is it? Why didn't you da da da? Okay, well, I mean, you got these here kids, but you don't have them under control. You and your baby daddy still fighting back and forth and arguing and all this. I don't want to be in the middle of that. You know what I mean? I didn't know you looked like that till I saw you in person without the filters and makeup. Like it is.
You told the chick that?
It is what it is.
Damn. Cold blooded.
Hey, I've never dealt with that. Like you've been catfished before, Jay?
Seeing somebody like look the same without like the makeup and the filters that they put on their social media. Yeah,
bro. I wasn't even talking to Shorty. I saw her at the store and she was like, "Hey, ho!" I'm like, "Who is this girl out here?" And I'm like, "What's up?" She's like, "Oh, I follow you. Oh, you're so handsome. Blah blah blah. Hey, you smell good." I said, "Who are you?" She said, "Oh, you follow me." So we go to her page. I was looking like,
is this the same person?
Where's this? So, you know, we got this call, of course, or whatever. So then later on, she hit me up and was like, "Hey, I would like to take you out." But I'm like, "No, you know, I'm really not interested or whatever." And a couple weeks went by and she was like, "Yo, why you not interested?" And I'm like, "Look, you need to stop using these filters. You need to stop. You need to leave that hair alone. You need to leave them wigs alone because it ain't doing you no justice at all. Like this is not you. This is not how you look in person, and you know you too addicted to this type of stuff." So hey, man, she said, "Be honest with me." So I'm going to be honest. I wasn't trying to be mean. I wasn't even gonna say nothing. She hit me up and asked me on social media, "Yo, why don't you want to go out with me? I've been trying to get at you." And I'm like, "It's just what it is." Okay, I ain't finna lie to try to smash. I ain't finna lie to try to. Yeah, no, I ain't doing that. Forget that.
That's what's up, man. All right, man. We up against the clock. We about to take a quick break. When we come back, we're gonna be getting into tonight's topic, Spill the Tea, where we are giving our thoughts on the viral, you know, exposing app. Tea. You are tuned into the Hold Husband Podcast. We'll be back in a minute.
Hi, I'm relationship coach and author Terry Duran, and I am pleased to announce that my book, It's Not That Complicated, is finally available as an audiobook. So if you don't like to read or you just don't have time to read a paperback book, this audiobook is perfect for you. You can listen to it while you're in your car, while you're at work, etc. In the book, I break down how husband material men think and operate in regards to sex, love, and relationships, and I provide real quality insight on how husband material men approach dating. The audiobook is available on audible.com and on iTunes. All you have to do is go to one of the websites and search for my name, Terry Duran. Go download your copy today.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hold the Husband Podcast. Tonight's episode is titled Spill the Tea. And we are going to be having a discussion about this viral app, the T app, where women have been exposing all these men and sharing all this tea. So I wanted to start the discussion off. What were y'all thoughts when y'all initially, when the post started coming up, and when y'all initially heard about it? What were the first kind of thoughts y'all had about it?
Man, me personally, man, they've been doing stuff like this. I thought they had a group on Facebook that I heard about. You know what I'm saying? And my thoughts was, this goes to show that most women like the same guys. They like the same dudes. They date the same dudes. So much so that they feel like they need to have groups and apps all to themselves so they can see who dating who, as if that's gonna matter. If y'all got dudes out here that's dating multiple women, sweetheart, it's gonna be women in there that's gonna be like, oh man, he nice looking. Let me go see that's his name. Let me go see if I can find him. It's gonna be women on there that's gonna be hating. It's gonna be women on there lying, all to get you out of your situation because they don't want you to have it. They want your situation. Yeah. So they gullible for each other and then complain about each other. So stuff like that, for me personally, it don't bother me. Go ahead, put me in the group. What you gonna say? You gonna talk about when I was 20, 30, 34, 32? Go ahead. I hit you with your girl. I smash you, your girl, and they girl, and they girl. Hey, man, go ahead, man. I don't even care. Put my pictures up in there. But it's just going to be a bunch of mess and cause a lot of women to lose good men because of nonsense and lies.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the same thing. Like they actually have been doing this. Like I know there's a few. Are we dating the same? There's one for Houston. Are we dating the same guy in Houston? This I know for a fact because I had a couple of friends that they posted them on there, and they getting dragged through the comments. Yeah, I know this guy. Or just folks that they knew trying to drag them through the comments and stuff. So now they took it and put this on an app, and they're taking this to a whole nother level. It's clearly causing uproar here. But honestly, I think this is going to be women on there keeping women single with that T app.
Yeah, when I initially heard of it, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, somebody just turned the Facebook groups into a basic app, and they were going to kind of find a way to monetize it. Offer privatized services and stuff like that to get money off of these women. But the problem with this type of situation is all it does is only gonna impact the messy women. You know what I mean? Like it's not really gonna have much impact on guys, with the exception of having a deal. Some dudes that are cheating and all that's gonna get exposed. But we've been having dudes get exposed for cheating. Cheaters, Maury Povich, all kind of stuff has been exposing men for cheating. But this is going to have a lot of, like you said, break up a lot of happy homes because of some falseness or some stuff from the past. The only problem is there's no fact checking. There's no way for nobody to actually verify if this is real information. So it's just gonna be entertainment.
I can see some lawsuits coming from it. Honestly, I can see some lawsuits coming from it because now you get these here women on there, right? Let's say you get some women that have STDs or whatever the case, and they think this dude gave it to them, right? And now they putting out all this information all over social media, just like Cardi B sued old girl and got $3 million or whatever from Shorty.
Oh, Tasha K,
she said she had herpes, and she like, where in the world that come from? You just spreading information because you heard it from somebody else or whatever the case, or you think this is what they got, right? Well, guess what? As a website like that, you can be held liable for allowing this. Or the person, the people that's done it, like people can be found out and
they got the money to pursue.
Yes, absolutely, man. Go get them and sue them all. Now, it's one thing if y'all cheating or you got multiple girlfriends, cool, whatever. All right, I get it. This another thing to just be lying on
part of the game.
Yeah, when you talk about either STDs or some sexual assault type stuff, and you just making stuff up that you might have heard from some or this or that, or you don't know. Like that's a whole different ball game that can be dangerous in these type of situations, and it's going to happen. You know it because women rarely have consequences for the things that they do.
Yeah. Now, the overall idea of women having groups to be able to share information about men, it's rooted in good cause, right? Fundamentally, I can see that being a good thing. There's an abusive dude, you want to warn other women about him. Man, this dude knocked my tooth out. You know what I'm saying? Here's a receipt. Here's a police report. You know what I'm saying? Like a woman, a situation like that where a woman provides actual valid evidence of a scenario or a dangerous mate. Cool, I can get that ring camera. You know what I'm saying? Like videos where they exposing a dude. I saw one last week where a dude dropped some pills in a woman's drink. Exposing that is perfect. I think that's the fundamental intent behind it. But everything gets polluted when the motives behind it get changed. Right. Now, I don't know. Like I said, I've seen people get exposed. That's been happening since the beginning of the internet. You know what I'm saying? Freaks being exposed on different pictures and all this. Once digital cameras started coming out, so it's not nothing new. But the fact that they came with an app and came with all this security to keep men out of it is kind of what makes it seem like it's just a big joke at this point. Because of the data breach that happened.
Yeah, man, like good. Hey, they got your information. Listen, y'all, hey, it's all fair, right? Because y'all didn't care if y'all giving out these men's information. You giving out their picture, you giving out their name, you giving out their city, you giving out personal health information. I'm sure some of them. Like, hey, don't be upset now your driver's license out here without no filter now. Come on, man, go ahead, put it out there. It's all fair in the game, baby. So
you think that's what they mad about, the unfiltered pictures?
Yeah, they ain't got that wig on in that picture. You know what I mean? But how much of it can you really believe, man? We all know that there's countless numbers of cases and women out here that lie on men. Lie on them. Some of them don't even be in relationships with these dudes. They just like them. Or they just a side chick, or they just somebody they having sex with, but they got their feelings involved. He don't want a relationship. So let me put this out here to see who else he dealing with. Because he ain't told me.
That's so common, bro.
Yeah, this is stuff that happens. Or this dude.
People don't believe women lie on stuff like that.
I don't know why we got so many.
They do it all the time.
We got so many situations. Or they might like a dude. They might have a dude on social media or at work or whatever that they like. They lusting after this dude. He ain't bothered with him because he got a girl. Well, let me go put him out there and say I've been messing with dude. Somebody gonna see it out here and ruin what he got at home. I guarantee it. That's why, man, I don't get involved with that type of stuff. And I don't be believing a lot of these women's and their stories, man, because everything is gonna be a man's fault, and they know who they dealing with. If he a hoe, they know.
Yep.
How don't you know?
And I mean, I guess I wonder if they're. When I saw that they had, you had to submit a photo, then they had to review it to make sure you wasn't a man and do all those things. It made me instantly think, are they allowing trans women on the app? You know what I'm saying? Are they going to have trans women exposing men and spilling tea on the app? That's if it's exposure, they going to want part of it too. And so
why you not letting us on here?
Yeah, I can just see this snowballing, and then the thought of, well, I don't think guys ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like guys ain't doing a whole lot of exposing. You know what I mean? Like, you got to be something extreme for a guy to put you on Facebook or, to put you out there.
Just can you imagine if the men came up with an app similar, for men exposing women? Man, these women would lose their minds, bro. Some of them it'll
get shut down.
On suicide watch.
Oh yeah, man. You telling all this stuff about Shorty, put them body counts up there. She messed with this dude, and all these dudes coming out. Oh man, I've been hit Shorty. I hit her too. Me too. Me and my boy ran a train on her. Man, these here chicks gonna be on the White House steps. They gonna be going to Kamala Harris campaign thing, her office. Look, we need to get this shut down immediately because we don't want to be out here exposed. It's only for the men when stuff like this is cool to do. It ain't never cool to do for them. Even much so, you know it when somebody like Karen Stevens, Brittany Renner, and any of these other chicks that's been putting out information about players. They go and they buy it. They spend their last dollar. They go get it and they make it huge thing. When a dude come out and be like, "Yeah, I smashed Shorty first." That's all he say. I hit Shorty.
That's so lame. That's so
lame. He this, he that.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, nah. Or even call the chick out. Yeah, like they got a problem with it. Well, hey man, all is fair out here, man, when it comes to this here type of stuff. I personally wouldn't do it. Jay, would you do something like that?
No. Like,
let's say a chick that you put you on there. You know who she is. Yep. She's a horrible person. She did some messed up stuff to you. Would you put her out there like that?
Now in that situation,
if she put you out there,
only to clear my name out here, like yo, you're going on here slandering, you're going on the app to slander my name, so I'm gonna clear my name. Like that's gonna be first and foremost.
Yeah, that's usually what the guy has to do. When you see a guy posting a video, it's my baby mama posted this, or something like we see the back and forth. And DDG, Zion Williamson, just anytime you're going back and forth with a chick online, women specialize in trying to embarrass and humiliate men. You know what I mean? So that's a uphill battle for a guy to fight regardless. And in those situations, even the facts don't really mean nothing. Like, I don't think Tory Lane's got to really expose all the facts. So it's go ahead.
And these things ain't. And I was just saying, these things aren't. These aren't victims' crimes. These things are not harmless here. Because you're messing with somebody's name. You're damaging somebody and selling somebody's reputation here. Like you say, and a lot of times, especially somebody, guys that's in the industry, it's times they never recover from that.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Yeah, and anybody. I was gonna say, but anybody that talks to females. Man, you only getting part of the story when she tell you what happened with a dude she don't no longer mess with. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the fact that the app is designed to give her side of the story, it discredits it from the jump to me.
Yeah, I mean, and you ain't necessarily got to be a celebrity either. This could affect you, man, with your place of employment. You know what I'm saying? They come out and say, hey.
Well, I know you don't never mess with chicks, but I dealt with rumors throughout high school and college. I've dealt with, and when, in college when I was at the call center, I was smashing all the chicks. So rumors, stuff like that came up. But I had a chick that tried to say she was pregnant by me. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was, the timeline that she was trying to accuse me of.
Already pregnant?
Yeah. She was already pregnant and was trying to pin it on the successful dude that's coming.
You cream pie a pregnant chick?
No, man. No.
Well, how would she think you got her pregnant, Terry?
Yeah.
I've done it before.
I mean, that's why I called BS on it.
So you use the condom?
Not the first.
Wait, did you know?
Yeah.
You didn't know she was pregnant at the time?
No, but
just curious. Yeah.
She was accusing her. She is claiming to be pregnant like a week after we had sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so
gotcha.
It was like the timeline when she came to me with planned pregnancy paperwork or whatever that said her, like, based off her date, she was like 6 to 8 weeks pregnant. So it was like,
gotcha.
She had an abortion.
Timeline didn't match up.
She had a pregnancy test. I don't know. It was a thing that said her anticipated pregnancy date, birthday. I don't know the terminology.
But y'all hadn't smashed yet.
No, that was
after that date.
Facts.
You cream pied her after that. So
I did not cream pie her. I did not cream pie her. but the way she even came to me, I knew it was BS because she was like, she came to me with just like it was a handwritten note from the place. Man, I said like, yeah, they let her in, but it was like a handwritten
note
thing
that said
that's what it.
she was pre-cream pied when you cream pied her. That's crazy.
That's nasty work.
She came to you pre-cream pied.
But she had started telling people at work that I was her baby daddy and all kind of stuff. So that does happen.
Wow,
So,
that's crazy.
But I've had multiple friends that's happened to, that girls claim that they pregnant by him, turn out she's pregnant by somebody else or whatever. So
I had a dude that happened to too. He had a vasectomy and she didn't know it. She was trying to get some abortion money from him. She was like,
that's crazy.
I need $300 for this because I'm pregnant. He was like, well, you got a problem. I can tell you that right now. And she never knew. She didn't know he had a vasectomy for like 3 or 4 years. And he was like, I didn't even hit you raw. So what you mean? So yeah, he said he never heard from her again. She hung up the phone and never heard from her. So,
hey, that's wild.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you got some finesses out here, man. So
the things these women would do.
Yeah, but you can't be believing everything, man. Whether you on an app, whether you in person, you know what I mean? Because
gotta validate it, man.
Yeah, man. They're gonna paint the man out to be the perpetrator and her to be the victim, which happens. And some of them they do be. It do be some terrible dudes out here. That's not what we saying. Like dudes are perfect. That's not what we saying. We're just saying that we know a lot of cases where women do lie on men, and this app just gives them another avenue to do so.
And I think women are overtly aware of this, that a lot of times when they make an accusation on a man, it's taken at face value.
They aware.
Whatever it is, whether it's sexual assault, rape,
get into proving it is
X, Y, and Z. Yeah.
Or just the explosiveness of the allegation can do, it can never be completely fixed no matter what.
You get locked up. You can get locked up.
Lose your job.
He hit me. You never even hit her. Look at Xavier Worthy, NFL player. He got locked up. Like this was last summer. She said he beat me up. Police locked him up. Then they come out that he caught her cheating and just asked her to leave. And she didn't want to leave. They had all the video cameras and was like, he never even hit you. But look what happened there. He got locked up, got a bond out, go to court, be looked at as
lost endorsements, lost money.
Yeah. He looked at as a woman beater because they know the power that they have when it comes to those types of things. That all you got to do is say it, and it's a problem. Look at Diddy, right? Even just in that case, right? He was looked at as this dude that took these here young girls and made them do all this. Then when the information come out, y'all was begging to get, you know what I'm saying, rammed. Y'all was calling these here. You called the Punisher, sweetheart. The Punisher didn't call the Punisher. You did. You did this here stuff. That's why he wasn't convicted for trafficking these here girls and forcing them to do this here.
When you get the details.
Yeah.
So
that's just the way to go.
So, do you think the only thing that I can think of that everybody universally agrees on is exposing the sex offender list? You know what I mean, or sexual assault or sex offender list. Where, I do think there are problems with that as well, because it's like a catch-all phrase. But there are a lot of people that, like the 18-year-old was statutory rape for smashing his 17-year-old girlfriend. That guy has to register as a sex offender the same way the child porn dude does. So just that one, being on that registry or being in that database, it's that's why the whole Kindred, thing with him posting the map and all that. That's why it's so significant, because you could be on that list for a reason that most people would not label you a predator or things of that nature. And that list disproportionately applies to men.
Absolutely.
Women that smash teenage boys ain't viewed as predators and all that type of stuff.
Not viewed as grooming him, none of that.
That's why you got to be careful. Even in high school, you a senior, she a sophomore. Bro, you getting ready to graduate. You 18, she's 16. Now, y'all was in high school together, But now you out. You a freshman in college. She's a junior in high school. Man, listen. If the wrong person got a hold of that information, you can go to jail for 10 years. Guaranteed. Yeah. You got to be careful with it. But if we talk about that Epstein list, put them all on there. 47 too. Put him up in there. Put all that stuff out in the open when they touching these, messing around with these here little kids. Absolutely. Put them on the TI.
Yeah, they never expose the people that need to be exposed, man. Those are the people with the power, the
money,
resources to protect all that type of stuff. Do y'all think I think this is just like 1 week of the app actually becoming widespread. I'm pretty sure, or I'm foreseeing that some celebrity exposure is about to be coming within the next couple of weeks, where this will probably be brought up again.
The one chick was talking about LeBron was waiting at the airport.
You
see that?
Oh, damn.
Did you see that? She was talking. LeBron was at the airport waiting on me for 3 hours, and I stood him up. Yeah. Man, LeBron waiting at the airport for you for 3 hours. Come on, man. Cut this out. The most recognizable basketball player in the world. 6'8", 250 pounds, waiting at the airport for you for 3 hours for you to come out.
That might be that probably that young lady. I think she went to a Lakers game saying LeBron's there for her. She kept taking pictures, and she finally got LeBron's attention. But she didn't take a picture with her. He just looked at her, and that was it. But she swore LeBron wanted her.
These fools.
Man, I hope no celebrity, marriages or anything get broken up over this. But it is what it is, man. We talk about, the digital world we live in. Last week's topic, where you never know when a microphone, when a camera, or a receipt of some sort is gonna come up that validate you as somewhere you shouldn't be supposed to be in.
The one chick, the throat therapist, is putting D'Angelo Russell out there.
Oh, I did see that headline.
Yeah,
now, nobody got sympathy for him because of his past situation with snitching on Nick Young.
About 10 years ago.
Crazy. Throat therapist. I need a session. Like, where we book? Where you book?
Thirsty. Just like. I don't get it. If you rich, you famous, you're a millionaire. Don't all these dudes have assistants and runners to go get the number, go pick the chick up from the airport, go do these type of things?
Well, major guys, but you know what I'm saying? Probably not dudes like D'Angelo Russell. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Major $100 million, I would think.
Yeah, but still, man, you know what I mean? These guys, they ain't thinking that deep about it, I don't think, man. But yo, top guys, for sure, they not getting close to a chick like that. Like, no, you got to go through 3 burner phones, an Obama phone, a fake car, a Honda Civic to get to me. We not going straight from you to me. That's just how it go, man.
Nah, they got handlers and everything for them. You talk to them for you
and the NDA.
Yep.
Yeah, you got to take precautions, but this is gonna be interesting, man. Like I said, the fact that I wonder who actually created the app, because this seems like something that somebody could have created just to create problems,
Yeah.
Like, I would not be surprised if this was a government-funded app or some foolishness like that.
I wouldn't put it past them neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if we'll ever find that information out. But we will see, man. All right, man. Looks like we up against the clock. We're about to get up out of here, man. But before we go, I want to give another shout out to my man, Brothers O Productions, for keeping us nice with our background music. I want to remind y'all to continue supporting the podcast through our Cash App and our PayPal. JSD, man, I appreciate y'all linking up so we can get this one knocked out. This has been another episode of the Hold a Husband Podcast, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.